Regional Genealogy, conducting genealogical research in Northwest Florida. The beginner genealogical researcher would want to start their search with a local genealogical society. If your family is from the Northwest Florida region, you would be best suited to start off contacting the West Florida Genealogical Society. West Florida Genealogical Society is the official genealogical society of Northwest Florida. Their website directs users to many other resources throughout the state, including digitized records online and links to other smaller societies and their resources. Their site also gives links to beginners' tips, copyright laws, source citing, cemetery books, and historical quarterlies. So let's take a quick look at their website. As you can see at the top, it gives their name. It welcomes you to their website and also gives you a link to the West Florida Genealogical Library. We will talk about that organization in just a moment. As you go down the list, you see their officers, publications. This is a place where you can apply for membership if you're really serious about your genealogical research. Let's see. And this is their membership. Alright, you can see how to print a pedigree chart. Sideways, but you get the idea. Has their newsletters, email list, bylaws, standing rules, but then it also gives you links to different genealogical societies in the area, different libraries, and other resources in the area. Starting off with the Pensacola Public Library, which is technically called the West Florida Public Library System. So this is their main website. You could use their catalog or any of their other services just to familiarize yourself with the site. Another link to the West Florida Genealogical Library, which is part of the Pensacola Public Library and the West Florida Public Library. And like I said, we'll go to there in a minute. The UWF Library is also linked on here, which is part of the University Archives and West Florida History Center, which we will also talk about in a minute. They also give links to family history centers across the country. And this is their website. All the different, that's across the world actually, all the different websites, family history centers across the world. West Florida Historic Preservation, which is a part of the historic Pensacola Village and historic downtown Pensacola, which the area is registered on the National Historic District list. This is a great way to get background on the history of the area, especially if you're not familiar with it at all. They have museums, they have the old Seville Quarter, and they have different interpreters that give out great historical information. This is a link to Paul, it's a publication of archival library museum materials, which is done by all the different universities in the state of Florida. They come together to preserve history, culture, and heritage from the state, and it's also another link that you will find. And then they give different counties in Northwest Florida, they have their own genealogical societies or genealogical websites. So Escambia, Okaloosa, Santa Rosa, those are all different counties in the Panhandle, and they all have different websites. And then there's also the Florida State Genealogical Society, which can be really helpful because they have a lot of different links on their website. Different public resources, calendars of events that they're doing, fun facts, and there's member sign up here as well, just like the Northwest Florida one. And down here at the bottom, they give helpful links with cemetery records, Florida Memory Collection, Florida Historical Quarterly, Cindy's List, which helps with citing sources. That gives you also great standards and guidelines as well. Here's an example. There's even a section for beginners. Standards, how-tos, tutorials, and guides. So this is also a great place to start just to find links like this. West Florida Public Library Genealogy Branch. This is a section of the West Florida Public Library in Pensacola, Florida. It has a non-circulating collection of historical resources, local history, and genealogy research items. Items include obituaries, local newspapers, funeral records, cemetery records, Native American records, Civil War records, marriage and delayed birth records, among other local history and genealogy materials. Let's take a look at their website. It links back to the previous West Florida Genealogical Society. They also talk about they have links to Ancestry and Heritage Quest. Ancestry.com is library access only, but Heritage Quest you can do from home. Their genealogy collection, they mention here, focuses mainly on the southeastern states, but does have some material on northeastern and central states. They emphasize their military books with Civil War records that include troop rosters, unit battles, and pension information. They also talk about their African American and European and genealogical family histories. They also have a Native American Indian collection that covers local Cherokee, Creek tribes, some Chickasaw and Choctaw, and of course Seminoles. They also have mentioned that they have obituaries. They have gone through the Pensacola News Journal and they pull out as many obituaries as they can find. I'm unsure of the dates that they start with, but I know they have quite a number of them. And they also have on microfilm the Pensacola News Journal, which they have from 1954 to present. And they also have some other newspapers, magazines, birth census records, and things like that, funeral records. And then I know that they will also direct you, if they don't have what you're looking for, and in this resource, they will direct you to the University Archives of the University of West Florida and the West Florida History Center, which we will get to them in just a minute. And they have a much more extensive holdings for Pensacola News Journal and some other newspapers. They also have some mentions here of local history, resources for the city of Pensacola, Escambia County, Florida, and Lower Alabama, maps, telephone books, newspaper clippings, books, and city directories. And they also give you some links down here as well, contact information. And back up here at the top, they talk about asking a genealogy expert, just like you would use a Ask a Librarian feature. And they give you their contact information. They are actually not connected to the actual Pensacola Public Library. They have their own branch. That means they have their own locale, so they have their own mission statement, and they are collecting items specific for genealogy. This is the University of West Florida's main library page and website. You can access their catalog and different databases from this site. They also have information for students, online learners, faculty, and staff. They have other sections about their library, hours of operation, floor maps, contact information, their different databases, research help, different tutorials, sections like that. What is really unique about this library and all the its affiliated libraries is that it is open to the general public. So if you are a Pensacola or Northwest Florida resident, you can get a library card for the University of West Florida Libraries, and you can check out books, you can use their computers, you can use any of their databases, resources. But if you're a genealogist and a beginner genealogist, you will want to check out the University Archives and West Florida History Center. Now this is the LibGuide for the University of West Florida University Archives and West Florida History Center. Gives their hours, their location. Now the West Florida History Center has about 800 collections totaling over 1 million items, and each collection may consist of personnel papers, manuscripts, business records, photographs, maps, audio and video materials, and other sources of information. They also have an online archon catalog, and that is full of their digital resources. Now to search their manuscript collections, you click on their link, and they have everything set up alphabetically. So you can search through their different collections online here. This is the D section. Daughters of the American Revolution scrapbook, for example. Anything starting with D. Going back. Other items in their collection. Their digital collection, which is the Archon catalog. From here, you can go to digital content. You can search their online photographs. They give you lots of metadata here. Some of the things that you can find at the West Florida History Center as far as genealogy work. Regional newspapers, microfilm, and physical format. They have funeral records, which is microfilm and physical format as well. Local city directories. They have British, Spanish, and French colonial records, papers, and maps, because the area has been occupied in the past 500 years by all three. They have local and regional historic photo histories, local business records, local and regional oral histories on tape done by students as well as professionals. They also have faculty, staff, and student records from the university. They have Pensacola area church records and local cemetery records. Now, the best thing to do when you come into an archive like this is to talk to the staff. Talk to the university archivist and his staff, the digital archivist, the assistant archivist. They're going to know these collections better than you, obviously. They're gonna give you tutorials on how to use their website, how to use their collection, how to find things. You can ask them questions. They might know different hidden collections that are not, listed in their finding aids or in their catalogs or in their online manuscript collections. So the best thing to do is go down and talk to them first, especially if you're new to genealogy. They can really give you a helping hand and guide you what you need to do to start off with your family research, especially if you're not familiar with the Northwest Florida region.